Brief harvest time video from the orchard. This is, as you know, one of my very favourites, the good old Kids Orange Red. And we've been over these trees. We tend to pick them successively, successionally. I mean, we tend to go. Was that scabby? No, it's just a bit of debris. We pick them. They pick the biggest. Pick them over. Pick the biggest apples, and then come back. And quite often, you know, if we pick the bigger apples off in, say, the beginning of September, then we come back a couple of weeks later. Quite often, you've got the ones that were left have got a little bit bigger. In modern orchards, they're all planted, the apple trees, very, very close together, and they're picked by gangs of typically Eastern European labourers, and they pick onto what they call a fruit train, which is a series of boxes, large boxes on wheels, like a train, the massive version of a child's train set, being pulled through the orchard behind a tractor. It's like a mobile conveyor belt, and they pick early in the morning so that they then get the apples into the store with the night chill on them. I mean, now it's about 10:30. It's still a bit chilly. Then the apples go through their fungicide bath before they're then applied, before they then go into refrigerated cold storage. And so they're never quite achieving full ripeness. That's not going to be, that one, there's a little mark on it, you see, it's not much of a mark, but it's still unsaleable. And don't tell me it's not, because it is. So that's going in a cider. Where's this lot's going in here? It's a handy little device I got from Amazon, or through Amazon. Obviously I normally do it two-handed, but I'm just filming here. Use that carefully. I just filmed, I shoot what this device is like. Quite simple. I mean, you could easily make one. There's obviously the adjustable stuff there. Planto, this is called. Oh, excuse me, I'm listening to the radio through my earphones. I often do that. Classic FM usually. So there you go. Quite simple. I mean, you could make one of these without a lot of difficulty. So it hooks up there like that, and then you put it around your shoulder and wander around. Yeah, we had a nice crop this year. So it's a funny year, you know. It's always a funny year. There's always something wrong. And this year it was quite cold. It was a late spring. It was cold, and it was quite wet through the early summer. But then we had a drought. I mean, you know, there's always something that's not quite right. But not to worry. I picked 3 like that. I had a pinch. Okay, well I'll better start filming and get on and do some work. Oh, actually that one, is that, no that's not, crap, it's not scab, there's a little bit of debris. It's a good idea, oh yeah, that one has got to go into the cider bin. It's a good idea to wash apples before you eat them. I mean, these last got got fungicide insecticide about 8 or 9 weeks ago was the last I had any. So, as far as I'm concerned, and based on the published research, these would have zero, undetectable any residues in them. However, birds fly around the orchard, and birds poo, and bird poo may contain salmonella. So, a bird may, in theory, have pooped on an apple, and the visible marks of the bird poop would have been washed off, and there might theoretically be a bit of salmonella left there. The risk is so small as to be negligible. Quite honestly, I don't bother to wash apples before eating them, but generally it's recommended. Anyway, I'll finish this video now, give the last word to the apples. This is a rope of apples here, hanging down. All things considered, I think probably the Kids Orange Red would be at the top of my list. All things considered, it's a really beautiful apple, and it can be kept until the new year in ideal circumstances.